Good evening, all my yarny friends. This is Jamie with Redbird Stitches. Just wanted to check in and see how everybody's doing, see what kind of projects everybody's working on. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you are not new here, thank you for stopping back by. I truly appreciate it. It's been a crazy week, a good week, but crazy. I wanted to share the last portion of what I got to see and do on the yarn crawl that I was on here in Central Florida. It was a beautiful week for a yarn crawl, and I absolutely had the best time doing it. And there were, let's see, 3, 6, 9. There were 9 locations. Isn't that such a cute little orange blossom? It's the Orange Blossom Yarn Crawl. So what you did, those are all of the different shops. And so each one that you went to, you got a stamp. I did not make it to 2. This was how far, it was pretty spread out. There was 3 in the Orlando area, 2 on the coast, 1 in the northern, and 1 on the like central east coast. And then there was 1 over going towards the west side of the state. So I didn't make it to the far north or the west side of the state one, but I still have all the information. I have their address, and I plan on going to visit them at some point, probably like when I'm going up to St. Augustine. I'll stop at the one on the way, and that one is, let's see, she sells yarn. It's kind of a tongue twister. And then the other one that I didn't get to go to, no, not that one. Let's see. Sorry, guys. It is For Pearls. I didn't get to go to that one either. So it's on my list to go to again. And it was just really nice. And in fact, the one that's in Cocoa Beach, that one had such a variety of things to do in that shop. They had weaving, spinning, crochet, knit, needlepoint, and some felting, and they also take commission work. Sorry, you're getting all the circles in my glasses. I apologize. That is quite distracting when I'm not reading. Anyway, they had a beautiful shop, and that one is honestly the closest one to me. So that is really good, because on Fridays they have the spinning classes, and I really want to learn to spin. I just want to even just do the handheld, for a while, and get my feet wet with that. And then hopefully I will be able to at some point get my spinning wheel up and running. So that's the ultimate goal. But just the experience that these folks have was just so nice, because I'm like in a, yarn desert where I'm at. I don't have yarn shops other than Michael's and Hobby Lobby. There aren't even any crafting shops here. So to be able to meet people, to ask questions, to I even brought my little knitting project with me, because I'm still trying to learn to knit, and I could even ask questions, and they were so helpful and able to, show me, look, your stitch is back, the stitch is backwards. That's what's going on. You're holding, just helpful. I spent time in a shop in Orlando, and the lady was so nice there. And that was at the Sip and Knit shop. And she only carries fingering weight yarn. So each yarn shop had their own specialties, which was nice. And then that way I know, like, okay, this shop has this to offer. If I need it, I know where to go. So that was really nice. And it was just really nice to meet people with the same, you know, craft goals in mind, and just pick brains and, you know, spend some time with some great ladies. That was so funny because one of the shops, that was the one that was in Cocoa Beach, and while I was in there was a gentleman who came in to buy some yarn, and he was probably my age, somewhere in his early to mid 50s, and he had his wife with him. And he said to the shopkeeper, "I'm here to pick up some yarn. I'm very new at crochet, and my son's getting married, and I want to make a scarf for his fiance." I just thought that was like so nice, you know. And so he was, you know, a real newbie. He didn't quite know the difference between DK weight, worsted weight. All that stuff takes time to learn. So it was just really nice to see a newbie in the store, and a guy at that, you know, kind of going into, I know there's a lot of men that knit and crochet, but in our area, not so much. So it was just really cool, you know. And I was saying to his wife, I said, "Do you knit or crochet?" She says, "No." I said, "Well, you should learn it. It would be a nice craft to have in common, you know, spur each other on, inspire each other, you know." So it was really nice. But I did want to show you the second hank of yarn that I bought. And this here, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's 100% cotton. And of course it's a fingering weight. Let me see what my tag, I can't remember how many yards. It's 306 yards. Actually, I'm sorry, I misspoke. It is a organic cotton, 65% cotton and 23% bamboo viscose. So, and the colorway is, let's see if it says it. I don't see the name. It just has a Oh, I see it. It's Zen. Perfect, right? I mean, it's got all the colors to make you Zen. So anyway, I'm gonna look forward to doing something. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this hank other than put it into a cake and enjoy the colors. I mean, it's got warm colors, cool colors just mixed in. It's really nice and soft. So I was thinking I would like to try my hand at some filet crochet. I'd like to make like a headband. So I was thinking with this, it would be gorgeous, especially with the cotton here in Florida. So I'd like to do that. So I want to get on Ravelry and look up some patterns. I like a more like probably like 3 or 4 inch wide one, just to kind of like go like that around my hair and tie in the back. So I'm gonna look up some of that, because that would be really fun. With all those colors, you can wear that with everything, especially, you know, all the summer colors. So anyway, so that was really cool. I loved that cotton yarn. So I wanted to show you guys that. And then this is my second washcloth in knit. So I still have some work to do, but hey, I was really proud of it, you know. I mean, I don't know if you guys, like I think it's a tension thing, but like some of my squares are really nice and uniform shaped, and then some of them are a little bit bigger. See, like right here, that's where they get a little bit bigger. So I'm wondering, I'm sure it's a tension thing. And see, yeah, I went off the rails there. But anyway, so hey, it's good enough to wash dishes, right? So I enjoyed that. And I love spring. I love Kelly green. It's like one of my favorite colors. And then my mom brought me home my yarn from Bruges. Oh, you guys, it is gorgeous. It is a painted power cotton DK weight. And look at the beautiful halo. Isn't that gorgeous? And then it's got like a little bit of yellow. It gets a little creamy, but that green is such a pretty spring green. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh, I love it. And it's so soft. It's absolutely amazingly soft. So let me go ahead and read the information on it. It's made in Germany, and it's 100 grams or 300 meters, so it's going to be like a little over 300 yards. My mom got me 3 of them. I'm looking for patterns now. I'd really like to make a light, oh, and this is how it works up. See, there's just a little bit of like a blue, that's a knit sample. So there's a little bit of like a darker green, almost like with a blue color to it, hint of color to it. And the name of it is Party. Yes, I would like to have a party with this yarn. So what I was saying was I'd really like to make a really light 3/4 length sweater, a light sweater, not a cardigan, but like a pullover sweater is what I'm thinking of. And the mix on it is 59% cotton, 26% acrylic, and 8% wool, 7% polyamide. So it should, and you can wash it. Let's see, wash, no iron, light, dry, or lay flat. So does anybody know what the P with the circle means? I guess I could Google it. I just don't know what that is. So, and the brand is Rico, RICO Design, and they are on Instagram. I don't think they're on Facebook. I know they're on Instagram and they're on Pinterest. So I might have to buy a couple more cakes of it, but it is absolutely divine. Yeah, that's a good true color of it, you know, with the ring light. So anyway, it's so soft. It is just delightful. So I was just like, oh my gosh, Mom, it's so beautiful. Thank you so much. It was such a nice surprise. And she's hilarious because she grew up with knitting. So she's used to fine stitches, you know. Oh, sorry, my hair's all wonky. She's used to fine stitches, and sometimes like crochet can be chunkier, you know. So she says to me, can you make something with really fine stitches and kind of classic lines? It was so cute. I was like, yeah, Mom, I will, you know. So anyway, so I started looking, and you know, the price really wasn't that bad either. It was $7.99 a ball, and that's US dollars. So yeah, it was like $24 and some change. Yep. So not bad at all. And like I said, it's 300 meters, so that's just over 300 yards. I weighed it and I was like, yeah, it is 100 grams. So that was good. So yes, so I got that, and then look what I found at a estate sale. It's so pretty. Look how gorgeous. It's like a daffodil design, the flower. And so I said to the lady, I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's about a little over 3 feet, I want to say. Yeah. But look at this. This is hilarious. See sorry. I'm just going to turn it upside down just for a second. But look, see the trim? They were playing yarn chicken, and I think they ran out of yarn. So I am going to purchase some some cream colored, because I'm sure this was white at one time, but now, you know, it's a little bit older. So I'm going to get like an off-white color, and I'm just going to finish it because it's a simple shell stitch. See, it's just a simple 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. Yeah, let me count that. 1, 2, no, it's actually 3 stitch little shell. So anyway, I was like, well, I can finish that. So isn't that the most beautiful little designs? Perfect for spring with the beautiful, they look like daffodils to me. So that was exciting. So I said to the lady, I said, because it wasn't priced, and it was in a room, like a bedroom that had like it was sitting on a little dresser, and I was like, well, is this for sale? And she said, yes, it is. And I said, well, how much is it? And she says, $1. I was like, oh, that kills me inside, you know? I mean, that is so much work, you know, that's just so incredible. And that's like, I was you know, I feel like that, like when you're at the thrift store or like a, you know, estate sale, a garage sale, the hours that somebody put into that, and it's $1. And then get this, it was a Saturday, it was almost time to close the estate sale. So at that point, everything was 50% off. I got it for 50 cents, you guys. Yeah. Yep. So I'm going to fix it, and then I'm just going to put it on one of my shelves in my studio and just enjoy it for what it is. But yeah, I'll give it a new home and I'll enjoy it, and it won't go in a box and just be forgotten, you know. I don't know how you guys feel about that, like when you see projects that people work so hard on, and then, you know, you see it at the thrift store for like a whole gorgeous, I actually got a whole gorgeous granny square. I'll bring it in, not today, but at another video. And it is a beautiful granny square vintage blanket. And I know I paid less than $10. It wasn't even that. It was probably like $6. That kills me. That just kills me. So it's like, I feel like I have to rescue it sometimes, you know. Anyway, that's that. So I wanted to show you guys this. At one of my stops on the yarn crawl, it was the Sip and Knit store. I'm working on another knitted washcloth. I am learning, like I can tell if I've missed a stitch. So I'm learning to, you know, like how to fix things. And I had done this washcloth on, hold on one second, on these needles. On these, and the metal, number 5 metal ones. And it was really slippery. Plus, this is a really nice cotton. It's a softer one. It's one that you could make garments out of. And so the fact that the needles were slippery and this yarn was slippery, I struggled. You know, it was not easy, and the cord is quite short as well. So these are more for like, you know, like little projects like cuffs, and I learned that too. Because I was wondering why I know some of the cords are really long because you're working on like a hat or, you know, something, a sweater or something like that. You're working in the round. But anyway, so very slippery. Sorry, I'm losing my words. It's been a long day. It's, you know, just a little after midnight right now. Anyway, so she showed me these. And these are from Europe, and they're Prim, P as in Peter, RYM. And they have, see the tip on them as well? They're like a little bit of a bulbous end tip, and they're plastic, but they're not slick. But they're not too, like they hold on to your yarn nicely, but don't make it hard to make stitches, you know? So for me, being a beginner, I really love these needles. I tried them out in the store. I showed her my work, and she said, okay, well, this is what the stitches that are kind of wonky or whatever. And so she showed me how to take the stitch off and, and redo it and not lose a stitch. And I was working on the metal needles. And so she said, okay, this is what's happening. And she was explaining to me, and I said, it's very slippery. I said, but I really want to learn how to do it. And she said, oh, I've got some, she goes, here, try these. And she had a little swatch, like 4x4 size. And she said, try these needles. And they were the Prim. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is way better. So much easier. She goes, yeah, they are very nice. They're very nice to start with. She goes, I use them. And basically it was so funny because I was asking her knitting questions, and she's learning to crochet. So she's asking me crochet questions. It was so funny. I was like, oh my gosh, this is hilarious. I can actually help somebody and you can help me. I'm always asking for help. But anyway, it was really funny. So I just got a chuckle out of that, and we were laughing, So anyway, so I bought 2 pairs. I bought the size 5mm and a size 4mm because my goal is to do a pair of socks with fingering weight yarn. So I really wanted a size 4 because I can't, these are not in my Hobby Lobby, and I don't want to always have to pay for shipping for stuff. That irritates me, So I'm like, and they were cheap. They were $10. That's not bad. Especially what I loved is I got to try them out, that right there was like the whole sale. I was like, yeah, these are definitely, I'm definitely getting 1 pair, and I didn't even know how much they were. I'm like, and then when she told me they were $10, I'm like, I'll take 2 because I want the size for when I do socks and for when I do washcloths, and I can use these for, starting a scarf or whatever. So as much knitting as I'm doing right now, they're perfect for a good while. So anyway, so that's what, those are the things that I got to do on the yarn crawl. And I haven't done it yet, but my little scale came in. So I was like, yay, I'm gonna weigh my, the yarn that I had taken apart from that scarf, that infinity scarf that I got at the thrift store. So I asked one of the ladies when I was on the yarn crawl, I was like, how do you weigh the yarn and then know how much the yardage is? And she says, well, what I do is I go ahead and measure out a yard or 2 yards of yarn. And then she says, then you weigh that yardage, and then you weigh the whole ball and do the math. I was like, got it. I don't know. I'm like, I have no idea how that works. So that was really cool to be able to do that and to learn. Gotta try it, right? You gotta try it. You don't know until you try it. But even so, I mean, the yarn was just a couple bucks, and it's perfect with little teeny tiny micro sequins. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Got some really good, exciting adventure coming up for me. I am taking off tomorrow, going on a little road trip with my hubs. We are going to head up to North Carolina. I have family there, and I've already looked up yarn shops. My aunt, she knits. I don't know if she crochets, but I'm going to find out. She knits, and so I think what I'm going to do is map out a couple of the local yarn shops. We're going up to the Blue Ridge up in Asheville area, and Black Mountain, and Little Switzerland. So I'm looking so forward to that. And so I'm going to take her with me on a day and go check out some yarn. I also need to check out, maybe one of you guys know, I don't know. I want to see if there's any like wool, like sheep farms or llama or alpaca, if there's any people around that do, you know, do their own yarn, make their own yarn. It's quite the, I don't want to, it's very, that area, it has a lot of crafts, whether it's quilting, there's a lot of fiber art. So I'm hoping I can maybe hook up and see, like, you know, check out a little llama or alpaca farm or something like that. So, but I will let you guys know. And if I'll video some of the yarn shops that are up there. And I also want to go to the Biltmore estate. I've been there before, but I haven't been in a very long time. So the last time I went, I brought my daughter and she was just a little girl. So I'm looking forward to going and just checking it out. I'm going to do some horseback riding. I love horseback riding. So we're going to do that. And we might even do some gem mining. That's always fun. But just driving that parkway with the mountains is just stunning. So I'm looking forward to that. And then, so we'll spend probably, I think we're going to spend like 5 or 6 days in that general area. And then we're going to work our way back down south to stopping in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I have some friends there that I want to see. One of my friends, she just was diagnosed with some breast cancer. So, and this is her 3rd round of cancer. And she's my age, so need to go and check in on her. She has surgery scheduled. They're hopeful because they caught it real soon. So we're gonna stop in and see her in the Myrtle Beach area, and then also head over to Charleston. My husband's never been to Charleston, so we want to check out Charleston for one night probably. Want to check out the Hunley, the submarine. I went to that museum. It's amazing. What those men were in was crazy. I mean, it was like so tiny. That submarine was so tiny. So he needs to see that. That was really interesting. And they have it in a controlled water bath. And so you can see the actual Hunley. Yeah. And then they have like a copy of it. You can sit in it, and it's just like sitting in a drain culvert. It's so tiny. Yeah, pretty amazing what those men did. And so we're gonna check that out. And then there's also Boone not reservation. That's New Mexico. What is it? Plantation. That's it. So we're gonna check that out, and also, of course, go into Charleston. And there's the Charleston Museum, the city museum that I want to go to and experience that. And so yeah, that's gonna be the little mini road trip. I'm looking forward to it, seeing some spring flowers that, you know, I'm from upstate New York, so springtime is just beautiful with all the spring flowers. So hopefully I'll catch some while I'm in North Carolina. So anyway, what else is coming up? I think that's it. So yeah, when I'm out and about, I'll take some photos so that next time I'm on, when I get back, I'll show you guys the cool things that I've experienced. And I just want to say again, thank you so much for being a subscriber. If you like this video, please give it a like and share it. It would be awesome. Check out my Etsy shop if you get a minute. It's Redbird Stitches Fiber, and I'll put the link in the description box. You know, honestly, if you could just stop in, because that helps the algorithm. I mean, I appreciate it. I don't expect to be a millionaire off of it. It just, you know, helps fund the channel. it helps me be able to keep buying yarn, you know, making gifts for people. The other thing too is if you could stop by my Instagram, that'll also be in the description box. And if you have, I would love to see what you're working on. That helps me with inspiration. So in the comments, if you could just tell me what you're working on, that would be great. I'd love to see it, or at least know about it. So yeah, if you want to just tell me where you're from in the world, that would be awesome too. I'd love to know that. I think that's about it. Baxter's in here and he's snoring. He's waiting for me to go to bed. Mama's been busy today. So anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. Again, thank you so much for stopping by. It really means a lot to me. I truly appreciate it. And you guys, I wish everybody has some good health and get some rest, enjoy your families. The world is in a tough spot right now and we need to show some kindness. So with that, I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope you have a nice end of the week, starting a nice weekend. If you have a weekend coming up, if you have a nice celebration coming up, enjoy it, enjoy every minute. Life is not always, we don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring. So with that, you guys take care. Bye-bye.